Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Welcome to the Week 4 edition of SmackDown. This is going to be the final Humorous Mode show before the Raw exclusive pay-per-view Over the Limit. But anyway, that is going to be most likely uploaded tomorrow. And I have been very consistent with these Humorous Mode uploads. I'm like on a 4 or 5 day upload streak of uploading these Humorous Modes. Like multiple videos a day, aka like 1 week of a show, aka 1 episode of that week of a show. So, anyway, the match card for the week 4 edition of SmackDown. Let's see, we're kicking things off with DX versus the Young Bucks. Now, ladies and gentlemen, of course, the Young Bucks, they did lose against Rhino and Heath Slater on the week 2 edition of SmackDown, but that was a simulated matchup where I just hit simulate result on the menu button. I mean, on the pause button, where. But now, and then on the week 3 edition of SmackDown, we had DX defeat Rhino and Slater, but it was basically really just Shawn Michaels defeating Rhino and Heath Slater, since Triple H, he did bail out against Michaels, and so Michaels, he had to go through a 2-1 handicap matchup for like the majority, I'll say, of the rest of the matchup, as Triple H did bail out on Michaels. We don't know why, but let's see if they could be in better harmony for this matchup, as we got the extra Young Bucks in this matchup. Next up, we got John Cena versus Chris Hero. Now, let's show Chris Hero, he just wants to prove that he's better than John Cena, which is why on like the week 2 edition of SmackDown, of when they had the matchup, the reason to ask why they had a matchup was before the show started. Hero did say of how he changes John Cena because he wants to prove that Chris Hero is better than John Cena. And so this is actually elevated into sort of a feud. I guess not all that much of a blood feud, but Hero, he just wants to prove that he's better than Cena. But at this point, Chris Hero has gone to a point in which he just does not like John Cena. So they get a rematch here tonight. Not to mention from the tag team match they had as well between John Cena and Cesaro versus Samoa Joe and Chris Hero. I believe that was it. Yeah, that was. And next up, we got Kota taking on Samoa Joe. Nation, of course, Kota and Seth Rollins, they're in the rivalry. Cesaro and Samoa Joe, they're in the rivalry. Cesaro is not scheduled to be here tonight, but we're just going to have Kota taking on Samoa Joe. Of course, Joe having his own little separate thing with Cesaro. Ibushi and Rollins having their own separate thing. As you see right there, DX, they pick up a victory against the Young Bucks. Shawn Michaels just defeats Nick Jackson. Nick didn't tag in Matt. Michaels, he didn't need to tag in Triple H. And not to mention that Michaels, he did pin he did pin Nick Jackson with the pedigree right in front of Triple H. That was probably a little send-off to his partner right there. Michael's definitely mad after Triple H bailing out on him last week, especially against a tag team like Rhino and Heath Slater, who did defeat the Young Bucks, but still. And anyway, the main event here tonight is going to be a humongous 12-man battle royal for the United States Championship. And I say humongous because the implication for the matchup is humongous. The United States Championship will be on the line. We got Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler. They're in a rivalry at the moment, with Owens and Ziggler having a matchup in the main event of the week 1 edition of SmackDown, in which Owens did pin Ziggler clean. But then on week 2, where we had Ziggler defeat Jinder Mahal, I believe a bit before that, we had Kevin Owens attacking Austin Aries before his matchup against Aries, and so the matchup did not end up happening. And so Owens he said that he wanted to make a statement. Well, at least it implied that he wanted to make a statement, which is my bad, having blank moment. And then after that, in week 3, we had Ryback versus Dolph Ziggler in a grueling back and forth main event match. That was the main event for the last week's edition, last episode of SmackDown, in which Kevin Owens did attack Dolph Ziggler after his matchup against Ryback. Ziggler, he did lose the matchup against Ryback. It was back and forth, though. Ziggler did not quit multiple times, in which we thought that he was going to lose, but no, he did not quit. He was there to survive a little bit longer. But Ryback did end up getting the victory. And then after the matchup, Kevin Owens, he attacked Dolph Ziggler to close out that episode of SmackDown. So their rivalry has definitely escalated, in which to the point where Ziggler, he definitely wants payback on Owens, even though it hasn't really been that much of a rivalry besides Owens attacking Ziggler. But Owens was making a statement, and we weren't sure if he was implying it towards Ziggler. Turns out the rumors were true, that he was implying it towards Dolph Ziggler, even though he did beat Ziggler a week prior before his attack on Austin Aries. Anyway, so the 12-man battle royal for the NFC South, we got Kevin Owens, Dolph Ziggler, Bray Wyatt, who is debuting in SmackDown. We also got Austin Aries. We got debuting Pete Dunne and Aleister Black as well. We got Jinder Mahal. We got Ryback. So we can see an interesting thing if Owens, Ziggler, and Ryback have a little tiny meeting of some sort. We also got Rollins. And we also got the debuting Kazuchika Okada, Big Show, and Hiroshi Tanahashi, who are also debuting as well. So a whole lot of debuts, since this is just a week 4 edition of SmackDown. And to be fair, a whole lot of superstars have been taking up the spotlight. Superstars such as Samoa Joe, Kota Ibushi, and Seth Rollins, and Dolph Ziggler, and Kevin Owens. They have been in most episodes of SmackDown. So as John Cena and Chris Hero, kind of, as see which is why they're having this matchup here. But after we end off all the rivalries, well, at least most of the current rivalries, at No Surrender, which is after SmackDown Week 6. First, we got Raw's First, we got Raw's Over the Limb pay-per-view after every Week 4 edition, so it'll be the next episode of Universe Mode that's upload. We got ECW's Barely Legal pay-per-view, which is going to be after the Week 5 edition of every other show. So, of course, after Week 5 of SmackDown. And then, of course, we got SmackDown's exclusive pay-per-view, No Surrender, which is like Raw's Over the Limit pay-per-view with the implications. And ECW Barely Legal will be similar to that as well, but ECW is always based off of extreme hardcore matches. So that's pretty much it to cover up as we go back into the action here. So, ladies and gentlemen, so far, Chris Hero, he's been doing more well than John Cena. And also, I did add in the spinning elbow / discus form / spinning punch to Chris Hero, but he just doesn't do that at all in this matchup, just saying. So yeah, if anything, he just does strong checks. He did not bother to do the spinning elbow at all throughout this whole matchup. Just want to clear that. As we got Cena with a dragon screw on to Chris Hero, trying to wear down the leg of Chris Hero, and now I see he's working on the leg again with a leg strength. Hero, he's going to quickly get out. That nails the dropkick, the athleticism of Chris Hero. Now, while he is somewhat of a huge man, I see he does the kick up as well. He is definitely athletic, just like Samoa Joe as well. And he counters Cena's paper body drop most likely into a gut wrench slam. Brings Cena back into the ring, just manhandled him. Bring him back into the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, SmackDown, ECW, and Raw, they have like their own exclusive cruiserweight sort of titles. SmackDown, they have their original cruiserweight title. ECW, they have the hardcore lightweight title, and Raw, they have the X Division title, of which those titles are going to be determined who's going to be the first champion of those titles via 8-man tournaments. Raw will start their 8-man tournament quicker than ECW and SmackDown, due to Raw having their pay-per-view first and up next. And so I believe they're going to have 2 matches. Now, of course, ECW and SmackDown, we don't know for when we're going to start. Well, ECW doesn't know when they're going to start the tournament, and for SmackDown here, we don't know just yet. Anyways, we got Cena trying to wear down Chris Hero's leg with that ankle lock. Now, he's been trying to wear down the leg quite a bit now, if you think about it. As Theodore Cena, he completely missed the short block. As Chris Hero, he's gonna get out the way. So far, Chris Hero, he's been doing better than Cena. Cena holding on to his rib a little bit as Chris Hero takes a nasty bump outside. John Cena, you can tell he's definitely getting exhausted here. As Chris Hero, a little bit too much for Cena. Now, ladies and gentlemen, of course, it's John Cena. Of course, it is one of the most greatest superstars of all. Though they, of course, is 1/4 of the Mount Rushmore of the WWE. John Cena is definitely a part of those top 4 superstars of all time on the WWE, in the WWE of all time as well. As they're both men missed the dropkick. That's the kind of way you can tell they know each other, sort of. They know experience from each other from their last matchup. But as you're now seeing, he could get close to count out. Now he's on count 9. Chris Hero's on count 7. Cena's better hurry and get back to the ring, where he does. And Chris Hero, he's on the count of 8 now. Can imagine if Cena chooses the easy way out, but I don't think he'll do that. See that Chris Hero, he gets there in time. And now Cena, he's gonna bring Chris Hero back down. Both these men, of course, need they can only win this matchup by pinfall or submission inside the ring. Let's see, the countouts are happening outside the ring. ECW, of course, they always have hardcore matches because they never care. But it is in the name. But SmackDown, we have the better wrestling ability, and I'm just going to keep saying that every other week of SmackDown because it is true. As Chris Hero, he takes down John Cena. And also, we got the better wrestling ability superstars. Even though Raw has Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles, and ECW has Finn Balor and Braun Strowman and stuff like that, we still got the better overall wrestling ability because we got more of the greatly high-talented, technical, high-flying wrestlers as well. Let's see, Chris Hero now nails the Hurricanrana and into the pin. Can this be able to put enough Cena to put away Cena? And ladies and gentlemen, yes it is, surprisingly. Chris Hero, he just got one up on John Cena, ladies and gentlemen. I believe this is now tied 1-1 apiece in singles competition. Of course, John Cena and Cesaro, they did beat Chris Hero and Samoa Joe with John Cena pinning Samoa Joe, but he did not pin Chris Hero, and neither did Cesaro pin Joe, or neither vice versa for any of those other options that could have happened. So it's now tied at 1-1 apiece. The next SmackDown pay-per-view is No Surrender, but that is after the Week 6 edition of SmackDown. We'll see how this rivalry between John Cena and Chris Hero could develop. Anyway, that was part 1 of whatever parts of the Week 4 edition of SmackDown. Next up is going to be part 2.